your boy Young Low, I give him that thing. But your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, it's your boy Young Low, I give him that thing. But your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, but your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, walk on your leg, and carry what I know watching. Oga level leg, gear, leg, panda with ya, Panchi America, it's your boy Young Low, I give him that thing. But your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, but your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, walk. It's your boy Young Low, I give him that thing. But your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, but your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, walk on your leg, and carry what I know watching.
Ball krong adi krong era lu mute le ko play lo play ko lu bra
You are mute.
Ball bra lu mute bra lu to play din kra ko lu mute.
It's your boy Young Low, I give him that thing. But your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, but your leg is staying in Panchi America, if I need your door, walk on your leg, and carry what I know watching. Oga level leg, gear, leg, panda with ya, Panchi America, Panya, Dolabano, Chingatonga, Pandon, could you ever buy a check out? Papu Panda, Jiro, what ya be, Dolaventing.
Hello, Ball. Welcome. How you doing? Can you hear me, Ball?
You mute yourself for a long time, so I was trying.
No, I didn't mute. Krong adi kera looking Ball. Didn't get to play ko lu mute.
Oh, okay.
Ko lu mute automatically. So I check krong I check ko lu mute did lu play to krong ko lu ko mute I to kra ko you ko lu ko mute.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome. So welcome guys. While we are waiting, so let us play the music a little bit so we can and pin down the link but we'll pin down. Hello, everybody. Please share the video before we start shortly. Bol, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I hear you, Abraham. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy Sunday. How are you doing at your end?
I'm doing a little bit well. I'm struggling with a little cough, but that will not hold us back from tackling the topic.
Good, good. I hope it's not a COVID-19.
COVID-19, man, we don't worry about COVID-19, man. We always ask God to guide us.
Yeah.
So before COVID-19, you can have cough, you can have sneeze, you can have cold, but right now, if you have a cough, sneeze, and small running nose, right away, people will be scared coming next to you.
Exactly.
Because everybody will assume that you are infected with COVID-19, which is okay. People are willing to protect themselves from this pandemic, but it's just a normal, normal joy.
Exactly.
So, yes, we are waiting for our audience, Abraham, and the topic is here. The issue of the land have become a problem and further complicated the legal and ownership by the government and the citizens. So before I read out a question that we are here to tackle today with our viewers, we will wait for them because the number is still the number is still down. So we would like the number to raise up a little bit, and then we'll start the topic.
So you start sharing the video, so I will start playing the music while we are waiting.
Yeah. So go ahead and do that, and sharing the topic with them. But
that madwen L2 madwer yino bun ko lat ke ga long tin jolo jaboy Unuwa anangba kutoje Agregale Epani kodi nangba Bichel America Control Woxi Unuwa anangba kutoje Agregale Epani kodi nangba Bichel America Control Woxi Unuwa anangba kutoje Agregale Epani kodi nangba Bichel America Control Woxi Ton when the drop Relancing and the pain What of what Bichel America Control Woxi Ton when the drop Relancing and the good What of any Bichel America Control Woxi Yeah, urame, urana garume mogi konya, umbe agarweye, kibanda dini gashi Mombasa yomuna gurupetwa milumbe, yenganyange bae, yanilu yenetwenbai, Tango bai made yena kwa kumbai, segudu, bai segudia, bai panda egamu. Yeah, urame, urana garume mogi konya, umbe agarweye, kibanda dini gashi Mombasa yomuna gurupetwa milumbe, yenganyange bae, yanilu yenetwenbai, Tango bai made yena kwa kumbai, segudu, bai segudia, bai panda egamu. Yeah, urame, urana garume mogi konya, umbe agarweye, kibanda dini gashi Mombasa yomuna gurupetwa milumbe, yenganyange bae, yanilu yenetwenbai, Tango bai made yena kwa kumbai, segudu, bai segudia, bai panda egamu. Or my joking gatai, caro, argatai, or my joke, wangatai, caro, achinin gatai, or my joke, argatai, caro, wangatai, or my joke, argatai, caro, wangatai, or my joke, achinin gatai, caro, argatai, or my joke, wangatai, caro, achinin gatai, or my joke, argatai, caro, wangatai, or my joke, achinin gatai, caro, argatai, or my joke, wangatai, caro, Urana garume mogi konya, umbe agarweye, kibanda dini gashi Mombasa yomuna gurupetwa milumbe, yenganyange bae, yanilu yenetwenbai, Tango bai made yena kwa kumbai, segudu, bai segudia, bai panda egamu. Yeah, urame, urana garume mogi konya, umbe agarweye, kibanda dini gashi Mombasa yomuna gurupetwa milumbe, yenganyange bae, yanilu yenetwenbai, Tango bai made yena kwa kumbai, segudu, bai segudia, bai panda egamu. Yeah, urame, urana garume mogi konya, umbe agarweye, kibanda dini gashi Mombasa yomuna gurupetwa milumbe, yenganyange bae, yanilu yenetwenbai, Tango bai made yena kwa kumbai, segudu, bai segudia, bai panda egamu. Anangba kutoje, Agregale Epani kodi nangba, Bichel America Control Woxi. Unuwa anangba kutoje, Agregale Epani kodi nangba, Bichel America Control Woxi. Unuwa anangba kutoje, Agregale Epani kodi nangba, Bichel America Control Woxi.
Okay, Paul, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome, Isaac. How you doing? Kadi? Can you guys hear me? Paul, tapping?
Okay, Ping.
Napping, Isaac.
Okay, yeah, I'm just rushing home and on to the Carrington and I'm just on my way. Next 5-10 minutes and I talk away.
Okay, no problem. I rise up. We'll think a little bit.
Okay, it's all right. Kadip Paul Makur Kudwal and Madit and all the audience. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to you all. Okay, it's all right.
Yeah, beside it to you too. Yeah. So happy Father's Day to you guys in Australia. I know we our Father's Day was done in June. So you guys celebrating?
Yeah, I know. Australia is the one celebrating Father's Day late always. Yeah. Okay. I just dropped off my son here from the school, and I will be coming back to the studio.
Yeah. So okay. Isaac. Yeah, Lord, what back we back to your another lawyer about in 1 hour from now. So then about Chamba Ball, but we help up so Chambicho will proceed ahead to back for Jalo before Banjal. So
all right,
yeah.
Okay.
Command no issues network this, so you keep cutting off. So
okay.
Right. So okay, you drive safe, so you'll be a little bit to be
all right, then no worries. Just wait for me, and we'll be in next 10-15 minutes, and you get by. Then I get into the studio. We'll join you.
Okay, good. That sounds good,
Thank you.
Yeah, drive safe. Okay, guys. So start sharing the video. We will be live. We will start our topic very shortly. So share the video and let me.
It's your boy Young Love. I give him that thing. Pancho leg stand up Panchi America. Panji Dwala Banaban Pancho leg stand up Panchi America. Panji Dwala Banaban walk on the lake. Kankara Watana watching. Oga level leg gear bow very leg. Panda with ya Panchi America. Panya Dwala Bano. Chingatonga Pandon could you ever buy a check out? Paku Panda Jiro what ya be Dwala Venting.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Lake State Media. So, our topic has been pinned down, and for today we will talk about the land issues. As we know, like yesterday in America, we see some of the South Sudanese went to Washington D.C. protesting. So they were calling two things. First thing they were calling for President Salva Kiir government to step down, and also they are calling for Dinka who occupy the land in Equatoria area to leave their land. So tonight we will be discussing about the land issues in South Sudan. What are the problems? So please start sharing the video, and we will be start discussing this topic. While let me play the music while I'm waiting for the guy to tuning in.
Music production. Mama ladi marbi kule. Walombi marbi kule. Kawaya kuita kai kute tamega tilero. Ate kute walaga tilenge. Wait a day.
Malwal panda kirin gamon water war. Pagma por kirin gamon water war. Malwal panda kirin gamon water war. Pagma por kirin gamon water war. Pan bandid majong makoy, pan bandid majar bujol, pan bandid budeng atolway, pan bandid da budzangkol. Malwal panda kirin gamon water war. Pagma por kirin gamon water war. Pan yidon mayor majar dong. Malwal panda jog bay abyad ban koidi. Pan yidon mayor majar dong. Malwal panda jog bay abyad ban koidi.
Hello, hello, Joseph.
Layin bunban layin gar layin bani layin babag layin nagai layin laban layin tungu layin shamal layin boy layin bundog layin shamal layin tin layin werayin malwal bandar job bay abyad ban koidi dum chat Pan you run a Korea Karjanum, Alal Bandari Jog by a Piazan Koidi. Pan you quiet in Niger, Alal Bandari Jog by a Piazan Koidi. Pan you the gong my you, Alal Bandari Jog by a Piazan Koidi. Pan you Mabur Makari Jung, Alal Bandari Jog by a Piazan Koidi. Yan dong Malwell on wood now one, there is your moin. Yan dong a one on wood, on your moin. Malwal panda kirin gamon water war. Pagma por kirin gamon water war. Malwal panda kirin gamon water war. Pagma por kirin gamon water war. Pan bandid majong makoy, pan bandid majar bujol, pan bandid budeng atorway, pan bandid da budzangkol. Malwal panda kirin gamon water war. Pagma por kirin gamon water war. Pan yidon mayor majar dong. Malwal panda jog bay abyad ban koidi. Pan yidon mayor majar dong. Malwal panda jog bay abyad ban koidi. Malwal panda jog bay abyad ban koidi. Mis kon malwal koire Australia ka wachele yoga kini mar bandon. Mis kon yerul koire Australia ka wachele yoga kini mar bandon. Mis kon malwal koire Australia ka wachele yoga kini mar bandon. Mis kon yerul koire Australia ka wachele yoga kini mar bandon. Layin wanda layin na layin mayom chwai. Layin bunban layin gar layin bani layin babag layin nagai leyin lapai leyin tungu leyin chamel leyin boy leyin bondo leyin chamel leyin tiri leyin werayin malwal bandar jogu bai abyad man koy di dum chat Get my yar, get my dine, get my yar, get my dine. Yakwe, the good chillup, Tonuna one, make a lip. Get my yar, get my dine, get my yar, get my dine. Yakwe, the good chillup, Tonuna one, make a lip. Give us a matang, Domola, Yadu to a grill tool. Domola, Bamapur, Mumchat, Mumchat, Mumchat. Yar my dine, yar my yar, yar my dine, yar my yar, yar my dine, yar my yar. Yakwe, get it till up. Tonuna one, make a lip. Yar my dine, yar my yar, yar my dine, yar my yar. Yakwe, get it till up. Tonuna one. Bill Pamake, Mani Arun, Chibanton, Mani Arun. Kudung is Sally, you look on your wood. Dung is Sally, you look on your wood. Or Europe. Or Europe, Bill Pamake. Jat, but you know not get the yellow, get my dime. Malwell Banda, getting the money, getting the money, water. Pagma for getting the money, getting the money, water. Malwell Banda, getting the money, getting the money, water. Pagma for getting the money, getting the money, water. When binding my young when binding my jar when binding good and a tornay, when binding the good jungle, Malwell Banda, getting the money, getting the money, water. Pagma for getting the money, getting the money, water. When you done my jar, young, Malwell Banda, jog by a piano band. When you done my jar, young, Malwell Banda, jog by a piano band.
Hello, Benaga.
Hello,
Yeah.
Good morning.
I think great. Good evening. Can you go up all?
Ogapol, brother, Ogapol. Good evening, now with you, and good morning, now with us within Australia, Jala Monday.
Yeah, it's Sunday. No man, it's about 9 p.m.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So why you quite Tajani cook quite a lot very soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for the Bolmako no issues can network there. So for some reason I'm waiting for him to back Chojalo take over China Iba. And Bijal was in 1 hour and a half, so and you are called a type for at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
And so Isaac Abuban was in 10 minutes to 5 minutes from now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Jal would jal bol makur, Bugalo Muk Pina, would catch a
I could put it in charge.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's not a Chokwan telephone. So, hello, I'm on a sheet of my chopas. So, charge. Yeah, so so while we're waiting for them to come, so the topic is very important and we will discuss tonight, and it's good that because yesterday one in America on quite watching the DC, so quite Equatorian DC, big Louis protest. Their protest, they demanding that they're calling for the government to step down. Also, they're calling Dinka, they who live in Equatorial land, to return back to their homeland, their native area, instead of living in Equatorial area. So, one of the topic today, we'll discuss about, we'll look into the law during CPA, how the law Kuma South Sudan government, how the law addressed about the land issues. So this is one of the issues that some of our South Sudanese, especially Equatorian people, they were complaining that Dinka actually land grab in the area. So, and this is one of the reasons why we need to discuss this topic today, to see what are the issues that address the issue that has been addressed on CPA in Constitution of Republic of Sudan, the formation of land grabbing, landing issues. So can Ben Akakun Buko address, and we'll see the ownership, who will own the land and who will leave. So as we know that South Sudan is a country, and all citizens have a right to live wherever they feel like to live into. So Brother Agar waded in about the issues. So that is the topic for today, guys. For those of you who just tuning in, so our topic is that. So the issues of the land have become a problem in illegal in ownership in South Sudan nowadays. Some of the South Sudanese in diaspora, they are campaigning about these issues. So we need to look into this. So kirin kan baja palin Agar bajala wade into this topic.
Okay, ini chabele jared brother Madit. Ujala kau wanna kick diamond. The viewers, I greet you all in different places. Kujala kau wanna kick to back home. I'm gonna kick I think still too early for them. Early morning right now. So it's a very interesting topic, and we should be here all together, all Southerners, to discuss this big topic, and then we can assume that we can understand each other about this topic, because the land is still, according to what we know, all of us, still there's a big fight between the people and the government. So everybody's complaining that this is my land, this is my land. So we will discuss that topic, and we will put it aside as South Sudan people, as one nation. This topic, it will be hot sometime for some people, but according to me as a guard, I will put my point later on, and it will not be too far from those who used to say that land is for everybody. It doesn't matter, although it's written on my name as Agar land, so I can allow my sister or my brother to be here with me for a while, not just because it's going to be his land or her land too. So all these issues, they need to be sorted out according to the communities and the government too. It's not just only one side, whether it's government side or community side. So we need to be cautious and patient for those who are complaining, and then people can sit down and talk instead of doing muzaharat, so protest. For those who have done that one, I will not blame them anyway, because frustration used to come up every time, and then so I will not blame them. Why did they do protesting and a lot of things that they have done within that day? So I will not blame anybody, whether Equatorian or those who are residing in their land too. So these things should be discussed as people of South Sudan, and we will do that one today. So this is a very hot topic, and we need to be careful about it. And also, people should understand that living together does not mean you own the land. There's a difference between own the land and somebody who is just living.
Right. Yeah, and you're right. Welcome, Isaac. Welcome there. Yeah, so it's still interesting. You know, you are right. So these issues has become a campaign to this individual. So and it's good that we need to find out the fact that. So yesterday the protest that they were doing, they went to Washington D.C. They're calling the Dinka that occupy the area to leave, and this is the reason that for those it can be seen in legal perspective. So like if the person, there are some issues here because if person move to equatorial land to live there is different than person that who grabbing other person land by force. And this, our South Sudanese, they mix these things two together. So they mix those people who are taking other people land in by force, that they say that these Dinka people, they are taking their land forcefully, and also these people who are living there for centuries. Like if you can see the Dinka border area, they have a border with this with the some of Equatorian area, and they've been living there for centuries. So and they share and that's the reason why. And there are people who are living that now. These individuals, they are take that as a serious that okay, these people, they are grabbing their land by force, and also to cattle. So another big factor. So Dinka, they say they claim that the Dinka, they took the cattle to the area, and these are the factors that we need to see. What are they saying here? Is it the facts into it? And those people who will go to the area to live there, are they taking their land by force, or they move there as a brother and sister of South Sudan, they're living in the same area? So Isaac, wait in.
Thank you so much, Abraham. Anyway, I just came in, and I'm aware of the incident of the land issue or the strike which has taken place the other day in Washington, D.C., and the calls that the Equatorian are not whole Equatorians, just some few individuals. It's not whole Equatorian, but few individuals. They are calling for two things that I have quoted out from their demonstration. They are asking the president to leave the position of presidency, and also they are asking for all Dinkas to leave the Equatorian lands, to go back to their land. These are the 2 points I have heard from them, and very few of them also. Number 3, they are talking of anarchy, that they need to cut out from South Sudan to be a separate nation, or to join Uganda or Congo. I don't know which part of East Africa country that they need to join. So these 3 things, the few individuals, they are confusing. They are confusing other people, the all 64 tribes of South Sudan. And if I refer back to 2005 CPA, Comprehensive Peace Agreement, which was signed between the movement, the SPLA, SPLM, and the Sudan National Congress Party led by President Bashir. The issue of lands was quoted there, but the way it was quoted or being written by the SPLM, SPLA in the CPA articles says that land belongs to the community or the citizen who are living there, the occupants, those who are occupying the land. Why it was written that way? It's because there were disputed areas, 3 places which also are part of the articles within CPA. That is Abyei, Blue Nile, and Southern Kordofan, which is Nuba Mountain. That's the reason John Garang and all the team negotiators of the CPA put it that way. And they hope after 6-month interim period, when the Southerners vote for their referendum, if they succeed, the first thing the South Sudan government should have done for the draft constitutions of the for the transitional constitution of the Republic of South Sudan, they should have just go and amend some articles, especially about the land. So these things the government failed to amend or to reverse what they were what they meant by that time. So this is what caused the confusion now. To come to another thing, for those who are our brothers and sisters who are calling of leaving their areas, that I don't need somebody to come and live in my place, I can say that is not wrong. That is totally wrong. It's against the humanity. Because you can be a internal displaced person within the country, and your neighbor also is your brother and is your sister. You can run there and seek refuge. So what has happened, what has taken some of the Dinkas to, or other communities who has migrated and settled in Equatoria, some of them, they were internal displaced people. They were not just migrating from their homes and come and look for the pasture or come and settle there. No. The issue now is the cattle. If they talk about those who are keeping cattle, because it's a part of of the living of Dinka people, they don't need to be to be parted with the cows. They keep the cows wherever they move, and these people, they don't keep cattle, and they are farmers. If the cattle are just mess up the farms, I agree with that and I condemn it, and it's not correct anyway. So this cannot lead to say that I don't need certain tribe in my land, because you never know, tomorrow you might be having internal displacement, maybe the natural disaster or insecurity issues. You may be welcomed by the same brother of yours whom you received yesterday, tomorrow will accommodate you. This is how the nation is. We are in one country. If we are in one country, we shouldn't be hating one another to stay with. And you just make propaganda, talking a bad thing, and you encourage killings and all this stuff, brother. They say this anyway is a hot topic. And I need them to come out here if there are people willing to join this debate, to come and express their point of views. So thank you so much for welcoming me to the show and opening this show tonight on Sunday in America, and it's Mondays here for us. And I apologize for the time taken. I was late because of some family schedules came abruptly. I have one of my son who is sitting for his mock test, which is Form 4. I took him to school and I have to come back. I would have been here with you in the very beginning of the show, but it's not bad. I catch up with you already. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Isaac. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I just need to add one thing, Brother Madit. We have our brother here, Jonathan.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
I'm good.
We cannot force the government. We cannot force the government to move from Juba, because the government, everybody is there. Even James Waniga is there. If you guys are worried about that, you can consult him directly, so he can move the government from Juba to anywhere, to put it, maybe create another state and put the capital over there, so you guys can be free without something called a government. And I don't even know whether if they move city from Juba, you will still belong to the government of South Sudan, although the city will not be there anymore. So you guys can be there at Juba, and it will be a former city for South Sudan, and it will be belong to the government, not for the tribe or some individuals. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome, Deng Kamis. How are you, my brother?
Very good, very good. Long time. I miss you guys.
And,
Yeah, we visit.
I have been busy for quite some time.
no worries, I understand, man. This is how
Yeah.
life is in all Western world. We understand we ourselves. Only the few in Africa they don't know our schedules. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, greet the
Okay.
audience and join the topic. I think
It,
you are familiar with what we are talking about.
yes, I'm actually familiar with the with the topic. I read it,
Yeah.
and I have other duties that I'm actually going to go for in about 20 minutes.
Mm.
So I will just put in my view, and I'll leave you. I may come back sometime later.
All right.
It's very interesting topic. Uh, just thanks all the viewers, participant, and whoever is going to watch the video later after the show. Uh, and Lake State Media, thank you. You guys making a very good improvement. Uh, a lot of issues that are discussed here, they will soon make some adjustment in our communities and
Thank you.
in our country. Back to the topic, what you guys brought up here is very huge and will take time.
Mm.
Not even one. We may come back for it next week.
Yes.
Because it's been a long term plan, and everybody knows how it came up and who are actually driving this case.
Mm.
It was tried, I believe, it was tried back in 2015 or 2016,
Yeah.
and it failed, and that's what these people, they are the ones still coming up with it. What sometimes doesn't make sense when people from Alpha Nile come and join the rally about the land dispute in Equatoria.
Len.
It surprised me sometimes. Some people from Baragazan, from northern Baragazan or western Baragazan,
Yes.
they come from there and try to be part of the land dispute in Equatoria in Jordan. And sometimes it's very confusing situation, and that's why South Sudanese, we don't really understand who should be the right person to talk about the topic.
Mm.
Um, why I say that? Yes, we have some dispute in ourselves. Even ourselves, that we don't even know our borders. Right now, the government that cannot even tell us what is our border with Murunle in
Mm.
Jonglei.
Yeah.
They cannot tell us what is our border with Launer and Gajak,
Mm.
Gawer. All this, they are there. But we cannot come from, we don't come from there to come and rally for the land dispute in Equatoria. So if it is an issue of government,
Mm.
they have to deal with it. But it's when people are mixing the community issues with the political disagreement,
Mm.
they totally lost.
Correct.
I haven't. I didn't. I heard about the rally in Washington D.C., but I haven't watched the video yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to watch it later. But it's something we already familiar with it. It's not. It's not just happened accidentally today. It's been going on for quite some time.
Mm.
My message is, this is where sometimes I question my own party, the SPLM, and when you are actually driven by the one man show, it caused a problem.
Yeah.
The SPLM party, it was only, I know whoever doesn't like it out there, go and hang yourself.
Collective post. It's a collective idea.
So the SPLM, when the peace was signed, the SPLM was actually the power of all South Sudanese. And sometimes it was actually using the greener law. Those greener law put us in trouble today, which I term it a one-man show too. I can
Yeah.
say it that way. Whether you like it or not, just go hang yourself. But it came out to be a problem here. Now we got in trouble, and nobody can even fix it, because the quotation that was actually put in there, the land is belong to the communities, caused the problem. Now the government is struggling, try to fix the problem, but it's hard. It's very hard to the government. People that do not know what is the nature of that agreement. What was
Yeah.
actually the translation?
Yes. Exactly.
You put it exactly. It was because of a BA.
BA,
It was just a political.
and Southern
Yeah.
Kordofan. Yes.
Yes, it was only a political hidden agenda. That's why they put it that way, for them to secure those areas,
Yeah.
for them to have the power to secure those areas, or they can come and rally in that area.
Yes.
But
and
now,
vote for the referendum as well.
the
Say
vote
that
for
they want to
yes,
go to North
yes.
or South.
Yes, of course. That's what the SPLM was actually translated. But after 2005,
Yeah.
after a referendum in 2011, I don't know. I have to go back and check and reread it again. What the government, those who were actually ratifying the law,
They failed.
so
They failed. I read it. They failed. They didn't change
so
anything.
yeah, so that caused a problem. Whoever can rise up today and telling us that the land is belong to me, but the action word is the government is the land is belong to government. That's why government fight with a different nation. If there is any other nation that try to invade the country, the government fight, because it's not because the government is only one tribe. It's a collective tribe where those who live in that area are considered to be the government. So in case that happened in 2007 between Congo and South Sudan, it was because it was the government. It was not the community. So it was settled. And now when people come back here and try to use the code, land is belong to community, that's totally wrong. And
Absolutely.
that need an amendment. It has to be amended.
Correct.
So the government can take measures to their hand. We live in the West here, you know, in Australia. Australia is a continent,
Yes.
but they have a state. They have a different state with the borders, and they only what they did there is not because they did not define. They have not defined the land to belong to the communities. No.
Yes. Yeah.
What they defined it is that the land is belong to the government.
Correct.
And the division of powers, that's why they have state borders. That's a division of powers. So to know who is actually controlling that area. So it does not mean all the other countries, even the US, United States, that are actually running today, is not belong to the community. It's belong to the government. You buy your own house and you still pay taxes. You still pay taxes, even though you pay your house cash. You still pay taxes to the government. You don't pay to the community.
Yeah.
And you don't pay the taxes to the owner of the house who you bought the house from. It don't work that way.
Correct.
So my brothers, this issue, the two things that are mixed here. Sometimes you play a wrong card in politics. When you play a wrong card in politics, you lose. They are losers.
And
So
you
they
get
mix two things. You cannot go and tell us that you don't want Dinka in your land. That's what you got. You go around here in Washington D.C. Do U.S. actually care about Dinka? Do they really care about you? What they know is South Sudan. That's it. You're just wasting your time to go and be sweating there on the street. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to give you. Only those who are playing their own game, they will still go with you, try to run you, but you're not going to get anything out of it. It's just a waste of your time.
Yeah.
So my point is, these people have to stop. Because when you play, like I said, you play a wrong political game, you lose. They lose because they came out to target the only one community. What about, okay, if we say, okay, Dinka, we're not going to stay in Juba anymore or in Equatoria. Let's go to our areas. What about the Nuer? Is Nuer come to Juba tomorrow because the Riek Machar is the vice president and they will live there? Are they going to protest again about the Nuer to move out? So how many protests are they going to be doing?
Only Dinka out, but the rest of the 63 tribes, they are welcome in Equatoria.
Then it's not a politics.
Even Chuluk.
Yeah.
Even Chuluk is there too.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Chuluk because Chuluk is part of them. They are the one that doing coordinating the rally together, and that's why I'm questioning them. They are from Afenheim. Way too far. If they want to go somewhere, they better join Sudan. Sudan is the border with them. They're not border with Uganda here, and they come around in the border of Uganda. It don't make any sense here. So my point is, my people, you really are taking a wrong direction. You have no argument here. Your argument is not valid. It's invalid because you cannot present the community or the other tribe. You subject the other tribe to be your political reunification. It don't work that way. You're just messing up. Even though there's some people that are actually outside the world that year the other politicians from Equatoria or from the gang group that are actually ganging themselves, nobody is going to consider your argument because that's not that's a different thing. You cannot target other one tribe to be your political issue in the country. You mix the government president have to go. What do you mean? The meaning is the same thing. You're telling how the government is Dinka, the Dinka have to go. But my friend, let me tell you, this is not. It's just you play with the fire. It's just that you play with the fire. Nobody is going to move out of Juba anyway. You got to know that. Whether you bring Washington D.C. to Juba, we will call that part of Washington D.C. We will still call it Juba.
Correct.
Even though you move Donald Trump to Juba, we will call him as the president of South Sudan, or we can call him as one of the MP in Juba.
We come in.
We're not going to call Juba Washington D.C. So you just play with the fire here. It's people. The South Sudanese are actually ignoring the behavior that people have here in the West, but they're not going to have them. You fail and you're not going to achieve it. That's what I can say, my brothers. May come back later. I will go for my duty. And this is a very hard topic. We have to talk about it. It has to be evaluated very carefully because these people they actually been making a lot of mess. Those are, I always call them, those are roaming dogs. They don't even know their destination, where they're going to. They just come in the name of other tribes.
Absolutely correct.
So we don't even now. The politics in South Sudan is turned into a tribe. But we think of ourselves. We really don't care. We don't care about the tribe. We care about South Sudan. That's only what we sacrifice for. Whatever you said out there is none of our business. But our business is South Sudan. Our business is not where we're going to live in the country. The country is a federal state. If we are Equatoria, they're actually looking for the word called federalism. That's where it fits. Federalism. That's what happened in America here. Your movement cannot be controlled by anybody. So you go and live in Equatoria. That's the meaning of federalism. You go and live in Afenheim. You live in Jonglei State. You live in Lagos State. That's the meaning of federalism. So what is wrong with it for the South Sudanese to move around and live wherever they want? So what federalism are you fighting for? Because I have heard this word every day. Anyway, by the way, federalism is a scientific word. It have a million way of translation. you can translate it in. You have a different way of the definition. You can define it the way you want it. It depends on those people live in the area. They are the one that define their own patriotism about how to lead themselves. So I have to start from there. But this case is very nasty, and I don't think those people, what they are doing there is going to help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Garang. You have really highlighted a lot of points which are really the basic core of understanding here. And some people here are writing nonsense here, and I can say they are nonsense because these are the tribalists, and I cannot accept their words or what you are trying to say. We cannot move the government to our areas. The government belongs to all of us, not belong to Dinkas only. It's for you. The government is for all of us. Even we move it to where you will be a part of it. You will, your representative, your MPs, your what will move there. The parliament, national parliament, you follow them. Also, another word I said before is not all Equatorians are mobilizing this case, because I myself, in my hometown, my shop is run by Equatorian guy. He's the one who ran it, and he's using it for more than 5 years now in my own shop. And if we say that this tribe, we don't need them in our areas, let them go back to your places, that is totally wrong. And this
yes, that's correct. That's correct. How long they live and they comply with the customary law of that area in that county, in that state, that's fine. That's how you define the government. Unless you go with your own rule and try to impose them, then that become a problem. But whoever live anywhere, if I actually live in Limoli, I have to comply with the rule of that county in the Limoli County, or anywhere in a warrior. Now our people, there's some people that live there in a warrior in Lagos State. Yes. We have to apply. We have to comply with the law of that area. How they do their thing. That's how we live, and we become a part of the system. But you cannot just come try to bring in your system and try to implement it. The system is controlled by the government. There's no individual system that you can use.
That is the thing that they need to put in mind. The land belongs to the government. What is written in CPA in 2005 was something, there is a hidden agenda in it. And now that's why our artist, Franco, put in his song, the national song. These lands belong to Republic of Sudan, Abyei, Angasna, Southern Kordofan, Eastern Equatoria, Western Equatoria, Greater Lake, or where they all belong to government. Just if you don't mind, let me just play the song, and thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, I will still listen, so let the next person come.
All right, okay. Gernyang, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, where are you tuning in? Do you hear us? Gernyang cannot hear us. Let me just play some music here.
No, I don't. Gernyang is coming here.
I will bring him back.
Okay.
Sudan. Shukran jazilan, Fanan Franco. Gernyang, welcome to the Lagos State Media Show. I was just giving you a floor.
Isaac, Madid ko Borma Kur ko Gernyang, I'm going to exit and I'm quit. So
No.
I will come back. I'll come back. I'll see you guys.
Continue.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
so yep.
Yeah, Gernyang ini cam wajib fursa, but I think he got a bit. Do you hear us, Gernyang?
Yes, I am hearing you. Yes.
All right. The floor is yours. Greet the audience and join the Lagos State Media Show.
Okay, just give me. Okay.
Okay. So while Gernyang take
thank you. I was trying to log in here. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I'm Gernyang. I am from Panay, and I am in a very hot spot where there is a land issue and all these issues. So it fits my description. You know, our land has a lack of everything. We are lack of system of government and development. And those people we see every day and those who are protesting in Washington, D.C.,
yes,
they have a point in some point, but in some point they lose the mark there. Because our brother, all they say everything there. When something is connected to a politic or to the system of government, over there it loses the mark. But if they were complaining about their traditional and a tribal, so they will have a right there. So we are lacking the government that encouraging people to have harmony. Like the country can have a central government. Like in South Sudan, we have a central government, a state government, and municipality. So in this area, there is a jurisdiction, if it is in Western world here, federal or province or state and municipality. So anybody can fall in that criteria. If you are ordinary citizen, you may fall in municipality or state. And we lack of those people, we lack of those rules. So everything is messed up. And when they see people moving, roaming around and roaming everywhere, they think people are invading their land and people want to take over their land. But these people are just moving temporarily. They have a land somewhere because of economic issue and a lack of development in their area or lack of service. That what make people move around. And then they blame it go where? It go to the system of government. The government, it look like our system has been hijacked by people who do not have skill. They don't have professional and they don't know what they are doing. Even the position individual occupy, they don't have a clue why, what is this position about. And that is what makes everything so difficult now. And in some point, they do have a right of land. They can complain if the land has been occupied in illegal way. They can demonstrate for that. I guess if you have any question to steer me in, then I can elaborate more.
All right, then thank you so much, Yernyang. I hear your point of opinion. And there is one thing that our people hasn't understand in the protocols of CPA or how the jurisdiction of the land, that what is still in the transitional national constitution now is not amended. But there is no land belong to communities wherever you go to, because the government is one who protect the lands. For example, the borders disputes, if they are communities who are owning the land, how can they fight the other nations who are bordering them? For example, in the border of Uganda and Kenya or and South Sudan. So these things, there's some misunderstanding, and there are some right anyway, as you put it. There are some points which are valid, and they made it worse in other parts when they make some selections, naming some individuals that they don't need in their land, and also accusing the government to move out of their land. But if they talk, there are some points that I can stand with Equatorian, and we can talk about that, and we can condemn it, and we can fix it, because we are all Southern Sudanese. It's our country, all of us. But the way they bring it out is making to be segregating, or you just hate other tribe, you mobilize people, you is doing with the killings, and we are one. There's national disaster, or there are some insecurities that can happen to your place today, and you just move to your neighbor, and will accommodate you. Tomorrow, your neighbor, when he has a problem, a natural disaster, or there is some securities in their places, you accommodate them until that thing is fixed. When it's fixed, you ask if they can go back to where they live. So this, the type of unity, sincerity we need from them. But the way they put it out is a mixed, and 80% is totally rubbish. Maybe 20 or 10%, that might be a valid point. In the demonstration I have seen, they have done in Washington, and their call. And that call is not the all Equatorians. I can put that again. It's not all Equatorian. They are supporting that move. That's my argument here.
Yes. Yes, you are right there. I think they are demonstrating the system of government. And that is where they meet the point there. They are not demonstrating the reform and the development and the delivery of service. If they are protesting for those, they can get a point. If they need a school, they need road, they need service, and they need a development. And development will give them a land, and it will give them a house to build their house, to let their children go to school, and also for their family to go to hospital. And also they have a administration office for a state. then they have a point there. For the national border, which is the Kenya, Uganda, is not what they are fighting for here. They are fighting for internal, and that make their point. So sometimes it's legitimate, sometimes it's not. When they make it political, they lose it. For the border between Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, they are not fighting for that. So is the government. That what fall on federal government. The federal government has authority to the border with other countries. So those are the ones. But in some time they share it with the state. If the Central Equatoria have a border with Kenya and Uganda, then they share it together. It's not the issue there, but is the system that is what they are fighting for, and then they add the land over it. And the product of this, when we were at war, there were people growing up in the north, particular majority of Equatoria, they get a mindset of like a foreign. Some grow up in Uganda, some grow up in Northern Sudan, and they have a psychology of like those of Northerner, and hatred again the other people who were fighting during the war. And that is where they meet the mark here. If they fighting for
the independence of the Equatorial to be a separate nation from the country, and how do you look into that? Or something needs that they need to be a part of a neighboring country.
That is where they meet the mark here. But in some point they are right, and they have a legitimate right to protest, but they need to sort them out and select them out. If they want to sit down with the people, they can sit down, and we can say, okay, all right, you are right here, but in this way, you are wrong here. We don't need any other country anymore. Even Sudan itself, it needs to be merged back one more time. The North and South, if we get a power to make Sudan back, the bigger the better.
Anyway,
the bigger the better.
Let's give out some of the rest of the panels to wade in as well. Brother Bol.
Okay, Bol, go ahead.
Yeah, Bol Makur, are you with us?
Bol, unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, Bol. Yeah, thank you.
I did. I forgot, and I did. Thank you.
It's all right.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Thank you, Agarmabok. Thank you, Girnyang, the Harbit. I appreciate that we are tackling the topic today, because there are a lot of things that we the Junubi could not understand because of the way we living here in the West, and we do not understand the government system, how the land is regulated. I will simply say that most of our young men came to the US and start living in apartments. And in an apartment, you rent and you live, but you don't know about the land. Okay, so you don't know how the land is acquired, and you don't understand what the government get from the land. You don't even know if the land belongs to the government or the land belongs to the owner of the apartment. People don't understand that, and that's why you see when anything just crop up about South Sudan, people right away rush and say that, oh, it's our land and so must go. And that's not how it's supposed to be. I will just share a very limited example with you. For instance, the government at a certain level acquire land, okay, and those land that the government is not acquired, the state, which is supposed Equatorian, if some government lands are not acquired by the government of South Sudan, they will, the state, let's say state of within Equatoria will acquire those land, you know, because it is also a local government, okay, and within those land, if the government sell this land to individuals, the government still will collect the taxes, okay, will still collect tax. So even if you buy it and you own it, but you will still pay the tax, okay, to the government. And people completely fail to understand this, okay. People fail to understand this logic because we grow up in a different, in a foreign land whereby we don't own the land and we don't know how land is being managed, okay. So there are some lands which belong to the government and some land which belong to the state, because we don't have a federal system. Actually, I'm referring to the, if it is in United States, there are land that owned by excuse me guys, federal government, and there's land that owned by the state. If a land owned by the state, it is managed by the interior, and if they sell this land to you, they sell it to you, you buy it, you bought it, it belongs to you, but they still collecting the tax. But you'll be wondering, I buy the land, but I'm still paying tax on it, okay. So this will educate you that even if you own the land, but the government still have half a hand on it, and you will still pay the taxes, okay. The issue of the land in South Sudan is a major issue, and it need actually people to go back and review the CPA and also review the South Sudan constitution, the current constitution. What does the constitution say about the land? Okay, so it is a topic that actually need a huge research, but we should understand when CPA was signed, people were given the land, and the reason why that was being done is because our land was ready to be taken by Arabs, which include the person that which is today was in Washington with our brothers complaining that people have to evacuate the land. Okay, there's some of our land that were ready to be snatched by the Arabs, and that's why the SPLA, which dropped the CPA, think about it, that it is better for us for now to given the land to the community so we can get all those land which Arab claim. Okay, and after we acquire those land, then we get back the land to the government, and that was the plan behind it. Okay, so if there were some land that to be given to the communities, they will be belong to the interior. They will be managed by the interior, but the land actually belong to the state. Okay, so actually I will make it short, and I will let other people go in there so they can participate in the topic. But the land in South Sudan, people should understand that there are some that will be governed by the state, and some will be governed by the government of the entire government of South Sudan. So I don't know if the one that will be governed by the state will be given to the communities. That's what I don't know. And that's what we need to go back and study more and look at it. Okay. And also I'm telling our brothers Equatorian, not anybody who just came and stay there is the one that taking your land. Okay. There are some land that people bought, and there are some land that were given to the authorities, people working in the government. There's some land in the state that belong to the government. They give them to their commanders. Okay, so it's not every land that you should claim as it belong to you. There are some belong to the government which they give to their people. So if they give this part of this portion of land to the Dinka, you don't have a right to say, oh, right away it's a Dinka, you have to leave our land, you have grabbed my land. No. There's some Dinka who went there, they rent, some went there, they bought, but you shouldn't just be generalized everybody that, oh, it's a Dinka, so he grabbed the land. Okay? So that's totally a wrong way of doing things. Okay? And also, I just want to make it clear, because I don't see actually the reason we South Sudanese should have hate ourselves really bad, so we can say so and so have to leave. Okay? Because later on, when we solve all our problems, economy of your state will need me to stay in your state so I can rent your apartment. Okay, so I can go to your restaurant. Okay, so I can buy your merchandise. So if you hate me so much and you don't want me to live there, who will be your customer? So it's better for us to stay mingling, so we can also encourage economic, encourage business. South Sudan right now, there are no apartments. But later on, if we build apartment, one of the Equatorian, you might need me to rent your apartment so I can pay your monthly fees. Business. So actually, I don't want to politicize it a lot, but later on when South Sudan get fixed, you will need me to pay your rent. Okay? Simple as that. But when I will be there in your apartment and I'm going to the market, walking freely because it is my nation, you don't have a right to say, oh, he's a Dinka. He's there and he grabbed my land because I'm just there. And I don't pisuk to read well pisuk kapoita. It doesn't mean I grab your land. That's totally wrong. So let's love ourselves and let's not preach it so much about the land. Okay, there are so many land in Equatorial people even are not living in there. There's no development in there. What about if I come today and I come to your place and I said, you know what, I want to build an apartment so I can make investment, and that investment will bring employment to your people. Will you not like me? If you don't like me, then you are foolish. Then you will like me, because what will come with me? I will come with unemployment. Economy will get fixed. Okay, so there are a lot of benefits of people to live together. So also, your mindset of you thinking that Dinka will go and you might become a country by yourself is totally zero. Okay?
Yeah.
Totally zero. Nobody. It is something that have to be bought internationally. Internationally, which international community will say, oh, let Equatorial be a country alone? Zero. You will never get it. If it's come to rule also, I will just tell you frankly that majority always rule. Dinka will always rule regardless. I said it, hate me, then call my phone, and I will still telling you in your face. Dinka will rule regardless, because we are what? We are majority. Only that we don't want to preach hatred. We Dinka, we have to love other brothers, okay? We have to love Nuer, Nuer have to love us. But if it's come to rule, majority always rule. Whether you like it or not, it is like that. Wherever you will go, majority always rule. But in South Sudan case, that's not the case. We can bring up anybody and he can rule. Okay? Our brothers Nuer can rule, our brothers Equatoria can rule. That's not the case. But if you preach hate so much, then we will take it and tell you in your face that, you know what? Yes, we are majority, we can rule, period. Because you have preached hate so much. So, and that hate need to be responded to. Okay? So we, the Dinkas, that you said you don't like us, we are there, you will never take us nowhere, and yes, we will rule, because we are what? We are majority.
Yeah.
I just said it, so you hate me or
okay.
you love me, it is the truth. Okay? So thank you, Girinyang, Tangagar. I will just leave it from there. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Brother Bull.
Okay, let me add
Isaac.
something.
Now, before you add it, Yan Yang, I need to ask
Isaac,
you
let
a
me
question.
add something.
Yang, I want to ask you a question before you add something. Yep. So you said that they are fighting with the system of the government, isn't it? So if they are
Yes.
fighting, if they are fighting with the system of the government is not only Dinkas. There are Equatorians in the government. There are Nuers in the government. There are Chuluks in the government. All the tribes. If you go there, you will find any tribe within the government. So if there is any tribe in the government and you are saying that they are fighting with the system of the government, why are they singling out the Dinkas? Why are they singling out the Dinkas? Always, all the time. They single Dinkas out. So
Yes.
what is it?
Yes. And my brother God and people here also on Facebook, we did not start this. They need to understand it is people outside there who became terribly doing something against Dinka.
I need that question to be answered by Brother Jernyang and the rest who are watching and listening. So that question I needed to be answered. So why is Dinkas always Dinkas, and the government is not ruled by the Dinkas only?
You know, it go back during the war. During the war, the movement was called Dinka movement, and the Nuer movement from the beginning. And then when the Nuer pull out and they joined the what is called a brigade, when they joined after quarrel with Garang, when they joined, it become Dinka movement. And majority of those who are demonstrating, those Equatoria, those are Equatorian Defense Force children, and those who were learning in Khartoum, and those who were in Uganda and somewhere abroad. So that psychology, and then the whole system, even if there is Equatorian in the government, they are considered Dinka sell out. They are sold. They sold Equatoria away. So that psychology did not go away, and that is what's going on now. And the remnant of Equatorian Defense Force is still hatching, and remnant of what is called the Cholding Loose group, which is the side of Upper Nile there, is what is still now fighting the SPLM. It's simple like that.
What about your opinion? What about your opinion? You didn't conclude your opinion. So what are your opinion or your ideas about what they said? Are they right to say that?
So in some point, you know, they are the citizen. They are citizen of that land. In some point, if they are fighting about the reform, the good system of government, yes, they are right. They can have to have a good government and a good system and good representative. So they are right there. And also, they are mixing the land issue with the bad system of government. And that is where they lose the mark there. So, and there is a lot of multi-issue going on there. Within SPLM itself, SPLM is good in the name. Like we, the young people that grow up in SPLA, we know how bad the SPLA it is. It's good when we are fighting, we defeat Arab, but how to do things when it comes to development and good system, our people are not good in that. So we can give, if there is any complaint for that, yes, they have a right there. Our people lack of skill in SPLM of how to manage people. But where they were wrong is why they saying that Dinka should leave Equatoria and we want Equatoria independent. That is where they lose everything. So I don't know if I get your point there.
All right, thank you so much. But there's one point that I need to make here in your statement.
Yes.
We as Southern Sudanese, what we need to work hard for is if a certain group or a certain community, there are many in that organization or in that work, or who is become the leader, you just frame everything. That is the whole tribe of those people. They are there. They are the owners. Nyanya too.
It's because
Yeah, listen, was said that is for Nuer, what you have said, and the SPLA is for the Dinka. But those who said that, these are the political terms that are used by defectors, those who defected, who has differences with the leadership, and they go out from there, they try to mobilize the community to come behind them and say that the SPLA become a Dinka movement like this. What Jack Machara said, the statement you are saying here now is the statement which was said during the rebellion of 1991. And that thing, it was not in its reality. Okay, now, let's say, if just let's narrow it down. I need to bring it down here to the near topic. I don't need to go back in the whole history. Because the history will take us nowhere, and it's a gone case. There are some people who are lost. They are no longer living, such that they can give more verification about it. The current situation that we are in is just because Salva Kiir is from Dinka. If Salva Kiir is a Dinka, isn't the government is a Dinka government? And they cannot look into it that this is inclusive government. Salva trying to bring every 64 tribe on board. The reason is, it is everybody that need to come in the government. Everybody want to be the president. And many of them need to be the vice president. Look, 5 vice presidents. I haven't seen in any country in my life hosting 5 vice president government. And that thing, why he's doing that is for the sake of peace. To bring people. If that the only issue will bring peace to our country, let it be. Even if we have 10 vice presidents, let them come in. And when we settle down, we put down the guns, we will go back on the table and we do democratic things. That's why I accept the rallies and those who are demonstrating, because it's a freedom of speech. They are right. It is their right to come out and speak out. But if you are speaking out of point, we have to come out and correct you and say that, no, you shouldn't be saying it that way. But you are right in this part and you are wrong in this part. That's why we're here. But most of it is all lied and be propagated and is being narrowed down to only one tribe. And the rest of the 63 tribes, they are 62 tribes, they are welcome in Equatoria. What do we look into that?
That is the racial lie in that is what is called in counter-insurgent. The Arab implement that one in the 83. Those Equatorian, this language, it start from Korokoro, and then in 1983, 84. That is where they started Dinka. Everything was Dinka. The Nuer, when you see the Nuer and the Shuluk, they all consider them Dinka. The Kulum Jange, Lo de Gal, de Chuluk, de Gal, de Nuer, de Pade, Amasa women, according to those from Equatoria. Chala lo woman, Farag Naposum, Kulu Belim, the Dinka Kulu, de Jange. So, idea they mean the man. Lakin they need to be taught, and we need to have a good leadership style to convince them and tell them this is not for the Jange, it's for everybody.
They don't give chance.
We need to.
They don't even give fursa. They did the fursa le nasal guiding asadu to bring your hand in. We need help. All of us here, everybody has to come with the way of you come with the idea, not to come with the suppression. If we need to unite people and you are trying to pull back, this will never help us. But if we put our hand together all and we unite it, and we come as a one government with the unity, and we have allowed the constitution and the government which will be voted in and vote out with the valid, This is where every citizen will be free. We have voice. But if you just trying that, I will do it in violence. And then some of them, like what my brother have said, there are some few very, very small communities. And they say that they need to take arms against the majority. You never win. This is just a loss of life. And this will take us a very long period. And it's all disaster. And we don't need to lose another life. We lost millions of lives to get this country. And we don't need to lose another life for the sake of the democracy. This is the sake of democracy need a unification voice to unite our voices, not to hate one tribe, not to single out individuals. Okay, we can single out individuals, not the tribe. If Salva Kiir is from Dinka, don't say the whole Dinka are like Salva Kiir. If Waniga is from Equatoria, we cannot say that all Equatorians are bad because of Wani has never done this for us. So all these are the things going. Even Riek Machar, we cannot say all Nuers are like Riek Machar. If I'm not happy with his leadership style, I have to just single him out in his leadership style as Dr. Riek. I have to single out President Kiir in his leadership style as Salva Kiir, but not background tribe of the somebody where he comes from. That's my argument.
Yes. I am at work now. Can you let the other go? I will be back.
All right, then no worry. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you did try your best. Though you are working, you came in. Thank you so much,
Jernyang, before you go, brother, I just need to add something here. It's not a question.
I will come back. I will come back. Just go ahead. Give me 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So, brothers, I thank you all, and the viewers, thank you too, and everybody who is going to watch this video after we finish or who are hearing it. I will thank you all on behalf of Lagos State Media. To be honest, my people of South Sudan, all of us, for example, if we come back, and we need to be very honest about these issues, because these are affecting all South Sudanese, not just only some individual tribes. So when we come up like this government, there's some people call that this government is very weak and is doing this and this and this and this. I'm not defending the government. I'm not defending it, but I'm saying the fact here, truth. So when we heard that there's a 5 vice president, those 5 vice president, if we come to be frankly and honest, they are not from Dinka Barkadat. They are from Upper Nile. And this Upper Nile, they are the one who are in the government too. Equatorial, I can say there's only one, which is one vice president. And if we come back again to those people who are crying that their land has been stolen or grabbed or whatever, so if we come back again, they are your neighbors. Upper Nile is your neighbor. If we go to the people who are in Juba, if we come to that, and and we do census, if we do census in Juba right now, you will not say all these Dinkas are from there. They are from your neighbor, which is Upper Nile, and they have right to be there. So if anybody said that Equatorial have a right to say that we don't need Dinka in Juba, there are some people actually who are not interested to be living in Juba because they have their own places. So generalization here will not take us anywhere. People need to get back. So if it is like one of us, for example, me as a guy, I was the one who is leading South Sudan right now. People should not be talking like this.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to be honest.
Yeah.
People should be following one system. And it said every day there's something new. Tomorrow, something new. After tomorrow, something new. So we need to be focused about something that will take us together towards this new nation.
Yeah.
But we don't need to be arguing and saying something that can upset people. because I will say it's not all Equatorial, as our brother Isaac Chiang Paul said. It's not all Equatorian that who are claiming we don't need Dinkas, because this government is not belong to Dinkas. It belongs to everybody within South Sudan. So all our leaders should listen to this. Whether you are from IO or from the government, you should listen to this. And also you need to talk with your people. If you are in the government or you are in the IO, you will not own this government to be yours or to be belong to any kind of country, of tribe, I mean. Government of South Sudan will not be belong to any tribe. But if people insist saying all these crazy ideas always, instead of coming together as South Sudanese, I don't think we will go anywhere. We need to be honest. I myself, since I was born, I never been in Juba. And do you know how old am I now? So people should be focusing about something, and you put it as single or a person who is still yours or is stealing your land or your property. You should single that person out because it's not whole Dinkas or the whole nation. So this thing has been going on a lot, and I will stop here. But if you insist, you come up here and debate it with us here. Don't just go underground. Come up here and say it so people can understand what you are talking about.
Agar, first of all, people said he's a Dinka government, but did that person has himself, who is the governor of all these Equatorian states, who is the governor of Central Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria, who are the governors of those areas? They are all Equatorian. So actually, you know, there is something called nonsense talk. That's a nonsensical talk, because now it is a time we are governing ourselves. People in Barkazal are governing themselves. People in Equatorial are governing themselves. But if you just speak blindly that, oh, it's a Dinka government. But if I go to Equatorial, I might find one of your uncle is an MP, one of your uncle is a representative in the parliament. But you're telling us, oh, it's a Dinka government. But you guys are ruling yourself, which never happened before. You should even thank Dinka, because we bring it to you in a golden plate so you can rule yourself. You should even thank us. Loki, you said that, oh, let me roll to what he said. Totally don't make sense. Loki is one of my friends that we always fight in the other side of the internet. I know him. So Loki, you should actually, Loki said that he mentioned that he mentioned that you did not won the war. We voted for this country. That's so foolish statement. Before you voted to this country, who engaged the Arabs to come to the table? The Dinkas. I'm just frankly now, let me be a tribal, of which I'm not even a tribal man. I love all South Sudan. But because of your nonsensical being said always Dinka, Dinka, I'm just friendly telling it in your face. Yes, we were the majority. 90% of the Dinkas fight the Arab, and we engage them. We bring them to the table until they accept the agreement, and we share the powers. Without us, Arab would have not accepted to come to the table so we can share the powers. So I'm telling you in your face. Also, I disagree with you, Agar. You said that some of us are not interested to live in Juba. I am interested to live in Juba, live in Turin, live in Kapoita, live in Mangala. These are the places we have liberated. So look now, hang yourself. Yes, because
when we were in Sudan, as they call it Sudan before, South Sudan has been separated from North. No one from Equatoria complained that this government is Arab. It belongs to Arab. Was called Sudan government. What happened now?
they were not even being represented in Sudan parliament. Nobody represent them. Okay? But because right now we fought, we bring this government to you so you can rule yourself, and you say, Dinka, Dinka, I'm tired of that. Now it is a Dinka government. But if you go there, you find all Equatoria have their MPs, they have their mayors. We did it for you. Do you have mayor before? Do you have MPs before who take care of you? Do you have anybody in the parliament, in Khartoum parliament? Nobody. But because we bring this to you in a golden plate, as John Grant said, and now you said, oh, Dinka must go. We're not going anywhere. But we are not even going to take your land, but we will live in those cities as a citizen of South Sudan. We will live there as a citizen. So look now, hang yourself. Thank you, guys.
You can mute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Bol Makur, for your words, and thank you, Agar. Dr. Deng Deng is dropped off. I think we have to play some music to wait for the rest to come in, and Gyanyang to come again, and Dr. Deng Deng to join us. Nuna Kulov Markab White is coming.
Going to the promised land.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Kembe. Nuna kullu for Markab Wahid. What we are doing here, you make sure we are all still in the ocean or in the sea. As you claiming that you need to single out your brother, we are still in the same boat. Karibu sana Daktari Deng Deng, habari yako bwana?
Mazuri sana. Yako.
Karibu. Welcome to Lagos State.
Iko mazima sana.
Yeah, iko moto mana.
Okay. Well, thank you for welcoming me.
Asante sana, kuna shida.
Yeah. Is it time to talk? Because I'm going to be here for a few minutes. Go have another program to go in about 20 minutes from now.
It's all right. It's time to talk. The floor is yours. You need to just go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Agar. Thank you, Bol, for inviting me. And thank you to all the viewers of Lagos State Media. I'm going to be very brief because the topic of today is, first of all, it is very interesting. And secondly, it is painful because when we talk about the issues that are affecting us as South Sudanese, in a bad way, or the way that people act badly, it's not a good thing. I actually watched the live demonstration of a few individuals from Equatoria went to Washington, D.C., I believe, on Friday or Saturday, whatever day. I don't really remember that well.
Yeah.
And it was very painful, to see a few things that they did. It's right, right of freedoms, yes, to express your feelings, that's okay. I mean, excuse me, as a citizen, you can express your freedom of speech in any way, but not the way of damaging or turning or destroying things or things like that. No. But before I go into that, let me just go back to elaborations of the South Sudan. When I went to the Bush in 1986, around December, I was too young. The age that we guessed could be 10 or 11 or 9, never knows. Nobody knew exactly. But there was something that I learned very much about Equatoria, because when Magizo Ali Mariam was overthrown by the rebel of Ethiopia, who were forced to leave all refugee camps in Ethiopia. We were the first group in Panyidu that left on May 6th of 1991, when President Kiir came and told us about what was going on in the country. Ethiopia incoming government did not want us to leave, so we left at night.
Yeah.
So we left night as we walked all the way from Panyiduk across a lot of forests and bushes until we came to Gilo. I'm not going to go into that story. It's very painful. Most people know. So when we came to Pochala, we stayed in Pochala. People who attacked us in Pochala were not Arabs, were not Ethiopians, they were South Sudanese.
Correct.
People who attacked the Pochala and killed us in Pochala were the same brothers, some of whom claim today that Dinkas are bad people, or Nuer are bad people. And when we stayed in Pochala for that long, about a year, and we walked all the way to Buma, and from Buma to Kapoita. If you were among the Red Army or Jammer by then, you would remember what happened in Bus. I still remember one of my colleagues from Bor. It's a very young boy, his name called Majuk. Very handsome young boy. He was killed right in front of me. Okay, when we were attacked at night in Magos. I'm not going into details. Those who killed us in Magos were not Arabs, they were not Ethiopian, they were South Sudanese. Okay, we came to Kapoita, the same thing happened. And if you were also between Kapoita and you know the history very well, even in Shudum. So people, particularly Dinkas, were targeted being called Dinkas or Jenge. Now, with all those kind of wounds, our leaders, John Garang, Salva Kiir Mayardit, even William Nguyen Bany, let me say all these key founders of the SPLM movement, all the leaders of the SPLM, advised us not to revenge. We had to forgive whoever did wrong to us. Okay? So, here is always a question I ask my brothers from Equatoria. Whenever somebody from Nuer or Dinga did something wrong, that could be called domestic violence, they totally generalize Dinkas. Okay. Now, when war was fought in Equatoria, the majority of the people were fighting in Equatoria were Dinkas and Nuer. Even if you ask generals from Equatoria, they know very well. The reason why people were fighting in Equatoria, in Upper Nile, in Barakazal, without a tribal boundaries, was because all of us had a claim and a patriotism toward claiming our land, no matter whether it's a Barakazal region or Equatorial region or Upper Nile region. The land for South Sudan or Sudan belonged to all of us. That was the reason that everybody accepted to fight anywhere you were assigned. Now, the questions I asked my few brothers, not all Equatorians, a few brothers from Equatoria, who claim that they don't want Dinkas in the land of Equatoria. If they didn't want Dinkas in the land of Equatoria, why didn't they say during wartime that they did not want Dinkas in the land of Equatoria? Let Dinkas and Nuer fight in their region. Let Nuer, well, Dinkas fight in their region and Nuer in their region, and they Equatorians fight their region to fight and capture all the towns in Equatoria. Do you know what they used to tell us? They used to say that you Dinkas and Nuer are good at fighting. You fight, but we are good at minds. We can come and develop. We can come and lead. We can come and do everything. Okay? That means that they were good at education, and Dinkas and Nuer, they are good for fighting. So now they claim today Dinkas leave land of Equatoria. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, if that is the case, then Dinkas need to leave the land of Equatoria. There are two things that they need to do. First, if they want Dinkas to leave Equatoria for whatever reason is, then it would be advisable for them to go back if there is a way that they would rise up all the Dinkas that died in the land of Equatoria. Because there is no reason for them to die for the land that their parents, their sisters, their brothers are after all being disappointed, being killed, being mistreated, being called different names. If they want that and we want to live in regional ways, then the people that actually died in Equatoria, they must rise up first, especially Dinka. They must rise up first, then so that they can come back, and then you know what, we go to our land. Then they would have a right to say all Dinkas leave Equatoria. But since that we are all fighting for the same South Sudan, they have no right to tell that Dinkas must leave Equatoria. Equatoria is not for Dinkas, it's not for Equatorians alone, it is for all South Sudanese. That is my message. A few individual Equatorians who are actually trying to promote hatred among us. Those who went to Washington, D.C., if you look at all their names, these are the same people that have been making noise, preaching hatred in social media. Same people. Okay? So now in this case, one thing they need to know is we have a constitution in our country. And I'm going to quote a few constitutional rights right here. I have a constitution right in front of me. A constitution that was amended in 2011 and was re-amended in 2013 says, Article 27, and I want them to go and read that. The right to own the land, and the right to own the property, and the right of freedom of movement. It says that freedom of movement, which is Article 37, says all South Sudanese have right to have access to live or move and live anywhere in South Sudan. This is the constitution. It says that the right to own the property. All South Sudanese, they have right to access to own the property, given the law of that area. So now, if I come to Equatoria and the government or one of the Equatorial government gave me a land, for example, in Juba or maybe in Torit, and I was given the right to stay there by the government, to live by the government, I have my paper. Who are you then to come and tell me that now you are Dinka? So because you are Dinka, you have to leave Equatoria. I mean Torit. The constitution will not give him or her that rights at all. Okay? So if you are saying that Dinkas have to move out of Equatoria, then you need to do one thing. Those who sacrifice their life, particularly Dinkas that sacrifice their life to fight in Equatoria, because they believe that the land of Equatoria belongs to them, belongs to everybody. If there is a power that you want Dinkas to move out of Equatoria, use the same power to rise up those Dinkas and Nuer who died in Equatoria so that we will take them and we will move to our land. That is the case. That is one. Number two, demonstrations. There's what we call patriotism. Patriotism towards your nation. There are 5 things for a good citizen. Number 1, your identity. Your identity includes flag of your nation. A flag of your nation defines who you are. 2, the government. The government of your nation, protect you or provide everything wherever you are. 3, voting process. It is right for you to vote. Even if you say, no, I don't want to vote, it is right for you to vote. That means it's right for you to elect the people. 4, sharing of resources. And then 5, defense of your land. Now, if you are someone who believes that I am a South Sudanese, even if you have problem with the government, or you have problem with the governor or a minister, why do you ban the flag of your nation, which is your identity? Why do you destroy the flag of your country, which is your identity? It is shameful for them, those who did it yesterday, to actually smack down your flag and burn it or rip it up. It's shameful. I even watched, there were some people, Americans, white Americans, they were even laughing at people. They were laughing at them. When look at, they were just crashing their flag. Okay, they were laughing at them. Shameful. There's no way for people who believe that way. It is wrong. These people, I call them, these are not a true patriot South Sudanese. These are people that who truly believe that they have somewhere to come, and they're just claiming the land of Equatoria for the name of Equatoria. Because a true Equatorian that is a South Sudanese cannot destroy the flag of his or her own nation. And that is shameful to them, and that should not be tolerated. For those who do that, should not be tolerated. And you cannot be friends with them. Yes, they have right to demonstrate, they have right to say what they say, but they don't have right to spoil or destroy the flag that represents you. That's shame on them, and absolutely it is wrong. That shows that even they don't love South Sudan. They love talks and wars and conflicts. But the message is to those who say, oh, Dingas must move out of Equatoria, they go to their places. It will never happen. It will never happen that way. It will never happen that way. Secondly, they call the government of Dinka. Okay? Government of Dinka, where in fact even that the vice president is from Equatoria, a minister of security is Equatoria, a minister of cabinet affairs is Equatoria, a governor of Eastern Equatoria is Equatoria, a governor of Western Equatoria is Equatoria, a governor of Central Equatoria is Equatoria, and they are saying that the government is for Dinka. Come on, people need to read their minds. They need to read their minds for what they want to say. But the good news is, I would like to say congratulations to a true and patriot Equatorians who did not accept to go to Washington, D.C. and demonstrate a wrong time for wrong information, for wrong advocate. Because what they were saying was totally a division, and nobody's going to accept it. And that's a good thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ding. Thank you so much. I'm really impressed with your words, and thank you. We have to appreciate that. These are only just very few individuals who are just trying to astonish the nation for their personal hatreds towards individuals, not the whole Dinkas, not the whole Equatorians. The government is the government of South Sudan. The national flag is our all of us is our representative. We can't do such a thing. Thank you so much for that, Bol Makur. Welcome.
You're very welcome, and I'm going to leave anyway. I'm sorry not to stay that long. Bol Makur.
That's okay. That's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
brother.
Tuonana kesho. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just need to add something, brother Isaac. Okay, go ahead, Bol.
There's nothing I'm adding. It is okay for you to hate Dinka, but the thing is now we're ready to tell you in your face, yes, we create the flag. Whom do you want to create the flag? Yes, we create it for this nation, and this flag will fly in your face forever. You like it or not, it will fly in your face. But hey, this country is for all of us, okay? Because I'm not even somebody who should side it this is the Dinka government or whatever. No. But because you keep saying that, oh, the flag is created by Dinka, yes, we created it, will fly in your face forever.
Okay,
because
brother Bull. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because it wasn't created for Dinka anyway. It was created for all of us. Got nothing to do with the Dinka. But because you keep repeating the government for Dinka, flag is for Dinka, why do we refuse of something that we have created? Yes, today I accept the flag is for us, the government is for us. This government will be there, you will not take it anywhere. This flag will be there, you will not take it anywhere. You will ban it here in foreign land. But if you ban it in South Sudan, you will face charges. Okay? So I don't know what can we do to make you happy. There's nothing we can do again to make you happy. Okay, because we're tired of all these talks. So thank God that you are talking here with me in the United States, in Canada, Australia. Yes. So your statement even don't make sense to say that we don't like Dinka regardless. So right now we tell you also we don't like you regardless. So go hang yourself. Anyway, guys, I will start from here because actually I'm not happy, so I'm not actually contributing very well because I'm tired of all this bullshit. So I just want to exit.
Thank you. Even me, I'm just being disturbed. I have to go and take somebody in the appointment here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girinyang, thank you. I give chance to Girinyang. Maybe you want to edit something.
Jernyang will come and then Isaac will close it up here. So I need to say this to our brothers and sisters from Equatorian, those who are with the government and those who are.
Isaac, you can close the show, okay?
All right.
Yep.
No.
Thank you.
And those who are not talking about against Dinkas because they really know what is going on. So I really advise you, my sisters and brothers, to find out those people who are pretending to be Equatorian and doing all these things. So it has been for a long time, as we all know, and we don't need that one. So in my opinion, I'm just advising you guys when everybody planning to go for a resettlement, everybody was South Sudanese, even Somalian. They came outside here on that way. So we don't need this thing to happen again for us as South Sudanese. So somebody can be complaining or discriminating other tribes on behalf of your name. So you guys need to be careful about that. So, and we will be, all of us, we will concentrate on that one. So we need to find them. Are they really Equatorian, or some people who are pretending to be Equatorian and saying nonsense about the Equatorian? Because if we find out that one, as we came abroad here, they find out who are the real South Sudanese and who are not. So for you brothers and sisters, you guys need to find that one out. And it will be our homework, all of us, not just only Equatorian. Because there are some people who are creating a lot of issues in between a couple of tribes within South Sudan. I'm honest with you guys, and we need to be focusing on that one. So I will stop here, and I thank you, Brother Jernyang, for joining us. And we will be there as a homework, all of us as South Sudanese, to find out, especially Equatorian, because there's some people who are acting on behalf of them. And I'm sure Equatorians are not. Yeah, and they are not foolish to do something like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Agar. Thank you, Jernyang. You are at work and you're trying to be with us. I appreciate that. I need you to be brief, such that we close the show.
Most of those.
I know you are busy texting and reading.
Yeah. Most of those people that are making show, those are the product of Arab. Most of those Bashir, even by his name, by his name, that there is no Equatorian name Bashir Bashir. It should be Lado or Lago or something. We know our tribe name. So you can see even their physical appearance.
Correct.
Those are the children of, we call it Lir, we call them Lir, and the children of Arab. And some of them maybe are Congolese before, and some of them may be a product of West African that stayed during those times, and they had been converted into Islamic. And the hatred they developed during the war, there is a product of what is called Equatorian Defense Force. And in Upper Nile, they do have another one, Upper Nile Defense Force. So all this, you need to identify them individual by the look or whatever, and their name. So there is a really Equatorian who are a citizen of Southern Sudanese, and they want some change, and they want people to be well educated. Majority of well educated people are in Equatorian. So that we need to admit our mistake too. When we do not have a skill how to manage people, we need to admit that. In some point, some of them are right, some of them are wrong. That is what I could add in. Hello?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
are you here? We can hear you. You there?
Yeah, I am here. There is the guy that want to ask me a while ago. Who was that? Agar? Was it you?
Yeah, you have highlighted that point already. So that the reason I want to ask you about that you concluded already. So those people are not really Equatorian. So I was about to ask you, are you sure those people can be Equatorian really? Because according to what you said now,
the answer. What is answer?
Yeah, you answered it already. Yeah.
You have already
Those people are not really Equatorian, because if they are Equatorian, yeah, I don't believe, because I lived with the Equatorian long time. Although I've never been in Juba, but I'm with them. Even here in diaspora, I'm living with them.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Jernyang. I'm quite sure your explanation here, we all of us, the question that some of us have asked and some we were having in hearts, you highlighted them. His question was regarding the Equatorian. As I stated it is not all Equatorian who are behind this demonstration or the call of chasing out other sub-community or Southern Sudanese not to live with them. So you got the definition, and that is what we know. Some of them were living in Uganda, and some in Congo, some in Northern Sudan during the war time. They have no idea of what has happened in the country until independent. Some of even the time they left their hometown, they might be kids or born outside Equatoria, and they grew up there. They got resettlement outside. They haven't yet seen Equatoria. These are the hearsays. That's what they just go to the social media and astonish and just go and talk nonsense about other communities. And those who are born within Equatoria, they've been living there. They have participated. I can say that some of Equatorian, even if you have not taken the arm, you itabukuruju, and you give your bambe, you give your food to the soldier who are fighting in the front line, you are part of the war, part of the South Sudan to come out, part of that flag they are banning. So that's why I say these people, they don't belong to Equatoria. They never been in the Equatoria. They are born outside. They got a settlement outside. They never been in Equatoria. They don't know what has happened in the country. Just hatred fill them that way. So the show is coming to an end, and I'm happy to host you today and understand the comments and those our viewers. We say thank you so much. We condemn that move. That's not good. But the right of a citizen to speak is there. But if you misuse it, you get the backlash. So,
and the reason, Isaac, the reason why they don't come up here, they just want to be busy with the keyboard over there, but they don't want to come up here.
I saw
because they are fearing that they can be found out that they are not Equatorian. That's why they are not here with us.
That's what I was expecting. I thought that they will come here. I have been dropping the link, and they don't need to touch it, and they are keeping busy typing. They don't need to come and face.
No problem.
Don't worry, those are the children of Arab. Those are the product, because majority during from the 80 to the 90 here, majority were born to Arab. So don't worry about those. And then so those Equatorian who are really indigenous Equatorian, they will try to cooperate.
Okay, it's too late. You've been here for more than 1 hour with us, and you never asked for the invitation. And now when you hear that we are closing, you just ask for invitation. The link
is asking for next time. He's asking for next time, not even now. He said next time.
Nonsense. All right. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a good day. Good night.
You too, man.
You, Jernyang, you are and you try to come and take your voice to you.
Thank you, brother Jernyang. Thank you, man.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
God bless you all wherever you are. We catch up again. Thank you. Bye.
It's your boy Young Love. I give him that thing. Pancho leg stand and punchy America. Panji Banaban Pancho leg stand and punchy America. Panji Banaban walk on your leg. Kankara what I know watching. Oga level leg gear. Wow, leg. Panda with ya punchy America. Panya Dwalabano. Chingatonga Pandon could you ever buy a check out? Panda Jiro what ya be Dwalabanting.